Hello, brilliant and precious jewelry community. Welcome to this Blender video. A couple of weeks ago, a subscriber asked about creating diamonds with imperfections, and I think that was, it is a very nice question and subject and matter, and we're going to make this video about that. It's very interesting because I know that too many people are more worried about creating perfection or well, a so-called perfection, because if you know reality, well, you know that perfection doesn't exist and there's no perfection without imperfection somewhere. So everybody who promises you any type of perfection is simply lying, and I don't really like lying. So I'm more interested in creating and recreating things that are ignored or minimized or just not so mainstream. And here we are. And of course, it's also all about knowing diamonds, because many people think that diamonds are perfect. Maybe, but not at all. So the most common inclusion in diamonds is uncrystallized carbon. Inclusions. So let's have a look at, okay. So here we can see this is more real. Many diamonds are going to have small or big, this one is way bigger, carbon imperfection, and they're almost black. They're like very dark gray. Many are visible to the eye, some are visible to the loupe, a magnifier, and some are visible with the microscope. And that's totally natural. And it's natural, but it's funny because sometimes we have clients that, well, simply they want to ignore that, and they even try to find any possible way to get rid of these imperfections in the diamonds, and they just don't believe the jeweler or the gemstone dealer, the gemologist, and all the experts on the matter, and they don't believe that it's something natural. They see that as something dirty, and that it shouldn't be there. Well, and also they don't want to pay for perfect they don't want to pay for well, because obviously more expensive diamonds are going to have way less or none or almost none these kinds of imperfections. So we live in a funny world, and also most of the time these imperfections, these small imperfections, make your diamond totally unique. And that's what I always say about perfection. People want perfect apples, perfect diamonds, perfect cars, perfect, and they want perfect people, perfect girlfriend, perfect mother, perfect brother, perfect everything. And because of that, they destroy the world. Seeking perfection in that way destroys the world. And I've seen that during teachings, and also, well, I saw that in my personal life, and I've seen that in my professional life, because you can have something amazing, you can know somebody amazing, and obviously they won't be perfect, but you must love them because of these specific imperfections or flaws, obviously we all must try to get rid of some annoying flaws or problems. We should work on them, but we shouldn't kill ourselves or destroy ourselves because of these flaws. On the contrary, on the exact contrary, we must kind of work them out and become that diamond with all these included flaws that are part of the flavor. Well, it's obviously not called flavor in case in the professional jargon about diamonds, but let's go on and call it flavor because everything has a flavor, and people also, and stones also. So they actually are crazy laser removal. There's a process that makes this, the laser gets to the carbon point and destroys it. It burns it out and comes out. But then you're left with the channel that the laser makes to get there, and anyway you're gonna get that weird looking shape, hollow shape right there. So anyway, by trying to remove one imperfection, you're just going to create another imperfection. My cats are chasing that. Hey, come on. Ayoka, Sequoia, come on. All right. You know, it's funny to record live always. Well, it's not live and it's recorded, but you know what I mean. So back to diamonds and flaws and people and flavors. Okay, so we have these clarity flaws in diamonds, and obviously that changes the cost of your diamond a lot. It can be tenfolds, 10 times a difference. You can have a $1,000, no, let's say $100 diamonds. Let's say what, 30 points, yeah, with a very ugly color and many imperfections. But anyway, so I won't expand more on that subject, but that's one of the things we want to create, and there are others. Let's see other diamond flaws. Let's just put flaws. Should be diamond flaws. So there are other, we can sometimes there are small grits, yeah, something like that, like ice. That's why actually we have it exists, the icy diamond category. These are, well, they have specific flaws that make them look like ice, even if diamonds are only called ice. But let's see, grits. No, that one's not so easy. Let's go back to imperfections. But they're like yes, maybe these, yeah, like these ones. This one is okay, like those. We can see these like cuts, and that's also part of the growth of the diamond in natural diamonds, because actually flaws are one of the easiest way to know that you have a natural diamond. That's why you must always be very suspicious about perfection, because like I already said, if something is perfect and has no flaw, well, it's probably not real. And like I said before, that's true about gemstones, and that's true about people. Fake people are totally fakely perfect. Fake, fake, fake. You know, perfect hair, perfect makeup, perfect white shirt, perfect teeth, perfect whatever, perfect life. Yeah, fake. Perfect fake. And yeah, that destroys our society most of the time, and people, members of the society, get destroyed because of that crazy perfection seeking in a totally impossible and superficial way. So anyway, can we start? So that's what we're going to recreate today, or try to recreate. Yeah, okay. So let's go to Blender. I wanted to check that. Yeah, I do have the screencast. Yeah, we have the screencast, but okay, we do have nice. Well, the mouse did it. Yeah, the mouse should be on too, but sometimes, yeah, mouse size, yes. Okay, good. The right click doesn't work most of the time. I noticed that the other drain. But anyway, we have the screencast, but let's make it way bigger. All right, this is good because people asked for the screencast. Okay, we're gonna go and save this because I need to. Okay, videos, new folder, video, I don't know, there's no number anymore, video flaws, and diamonds, jump, and I sent it as an untitled, but anyway, let's go back here, video flaws. All right, now I'm going to, so obviously it's not about modeling. If you need modeling, you can buy the asset in my Blender market, or go and check out the gemstone modeling video, which is video number 3 in the English series. And let's go on and import. I'm going to append actually, because we saw that it's the best way it's to append. Let's append object, and it's append the diamond here. Okay, that's and also I'm going to make the video using Luxcore GPU. Why? Because Luxcore has the best diffraction and dispersion render shader. So for diamonds, it's really the best you can have. And yes, it is my favorite renderer at the time for what we do in jewelry, because of the caustics and the diffraction of the colors, you know. Devices, okay, everybody's happy there. Color management, let's go very high at once. Okay, anyway, because obviously we're going to make, okay, first thing, to make these flaws, we need to create some kind of geometry. I already tried many solutions over the years, and something that's very important, if in real life there is something solid creating that imperfection, and in this case it's totally true, because we really do have carbon included inside the diamond. So we need to create in 3D, we need to create the best way to get the same look and recreate that flaw in 3D is to make the geometry of that flaw. That's, I mean, very obvious, but many people write me and they tell me you should do it volumetrically, you should do it procedurally. Well, no, I shouldn't. because that's cool. Okay, all that's volumetric and procedural and all that. That's very cool. But okay, soon we might make procedural geometry in Blender, but we're still not there yet. I think it should be out soon because they're talking about it for like quite some time now. And they're on the way to do that because in many softwares, the procedural geometry modeling is very important, and Blender knows that. And many Blender users know that, and they're asking for that, and the development team knows that, and we know that they're going the entire node direction way. And anyway, so we need to create geometry. It's very simple, but anyway. So let's go and let's bring this guy to center here. Okay, here sometimes when, yeah, this is wrong. I don't know why this one is out of place right there. How are we going to correct that one? That must be at least here. All right. Anyway, just checking. So now the size. So a 1 carat size is generally 6. Well, let's go with 645. Let's go with 645, which is the, okay, a 1 carat diamond never has the same size. The carat is the weight of your diamond. 1 carat is 0.2 grams of diamond, and that means that the size and shape and cut and polished and all these external qualities might hugely vary. The color, the inclusion, the clarity, the purity, and all of that. And the sizes, the measures, obviously they're based on well, actually there are several ideal models and sizes. The most common one is the 58 brilliant cut round diamond, which is the most common used cut for the diamonds. Is the most, it's the reference cut. All right, there are many other shapes and many other cuts, and people, gemstone cutters, also do have specialist softwares, and they use 3D modeling to create new facets models and create, like an American create the 1,000 faces diamond cut, which is called the, I don't know, I don't remember the name now, but anyway, I don't want to make any promotion to anyone, but I'm just talking about general knowledge about diamonds. Okay, so because there's also people writing me and telling me that maybe that diamond, you know, that the crown, this part might be higher or lower. Okay, I'm obviously exaggerating that, and it might be smaller and it might be bigger. Obviously, all that makes the shape go out of the ideal mathematical geometrical model. But like I always answer, don't write me telling me that, because there's no two identical diamonds in the world at all. Even if you're following the most perfect ideal cut reference model, it's an opinion. It's based on a, well, actually it's now 1 century old reference drawing concept made like before World War I or even during World War I by Russians especially, and they established that because it's based on the brilliance, on the light reflections and refractions inside the diamond to maximize the brilliance, because this model is the one that brings back the most ray light. Okay, so it shines more, it has more fire, it sparkles more because it keeps light bouncing back to us. So if your diamond has other proportions, you need to adjust the proportions, which would be, in very extreme case, maybe the diamond is very shallow like that. If the diamond is very shallow like that, the light goes out through the back. But if your diamond is like that, go ahead and adapt your model to what you have, because you must model your gemstones based on what you have in your hands. It might be the gemstone you bought for your client, or it might be the gemstone that you bought for your client or for yourself, for that matter. So there's not just one reference model about the angles you should have, because nobody is totally sure that this should be the absolute ideal model. So the angles vary from table to table, from drawing to drawing, from reference to reference. Even if you should check that your diamond has these correct proportions. But then there's also just some kind of preference, especially from the top view, on how big the table should be and the crown should be, and the way the shape, because there's a famous butterfly or like double triangle shape that should appear or might appear or won't appear looking through the table from the top of the diamond. I personally I don't like it when it shows. But anyway, it's true that if you're going to pay a lot of money for a diamond, yes, then you should buy those that follow the ideal model proportions, because that's also why you're paying that much money. And well, that's part of what you're paying. So yes, the cut of the diamond is very important, but it varies a lot and affects the price of your diamond. So anyway, we are here to create flaws inside the diamonds. So for now, well, I think I'm going to keep talking anyway, because well, actually, because maybe and surely I really like I really enjoy this. So anyway, we should be modeling, right? But okay, so let's have a look again at okay, so these do look like small clouds inside the diamond, but actually that's not the most common. Oh, and this is a very famous one, because that's garnet inside. This is a garnet inclusion inside a diamond. That's obviously very, 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 very rare. But anyway, these ones still look like clouds. These don't, and these less. So let's go and well, we might use just cubes or spheres or circles, but I think I'm going to use sphere. But I'm going to change. Actually, I'm going to put just 8 or even 6. Okay, that's obviously way too big. Let's make it smaller, and just let's start. So I'm in edit mode now. Okay. And let's start making some geometry for these flaws. And let's put them because okay, to keep learning. Diamond certificate. The important also of these flaws is that on the certificate, the map of the clarity is going to show where these flaws are located inside the diamond. So that's why it's also a very good question, because for some people it might be very interesting to recreate from the certificate, but these ones are just way too good because I want way more crystal. Which one is that one? So you see, when you're going to buy, generally you want to have the certificate with the diamond, and that's, and also there's not just GA, there are several others. They want to play. Every time I'm recording the videos, the cats want to play with me. Obviously, they want attention. That's part of the fun of recording videos. So we can see the flaws there. This one just has one here on the left and one here on the right, pretty much centered, very big. But that also something. Well, actually, we're going to. So I'm going to just make some kind of geometry and make it actually, because what we need is some geometry and well, some materials for these imperfections. And I want to create an imperfect imperfection. Hey. Oh, come on. Hey. Okay, anyway. So I want to create imperfect imperfections, obviously. I don't want to create perfect imperfections. That's the irony of life. That's the fun of it also. Okay, this is way too perfect, as you can see. Then obviously I am, well, obviously. Give me a second right there. Okay, we're good. I am going to use subdivisions to recreate this, because, well, also depends. Generally they are smooth because they are like small crystals or like small clouds, depends on the type. And so we have this one. So this one is going to be actually a carbon inclusion. But actually, okay, from that one, I can go and create more. I mean, this one is maybe too big. I don't want such an ugly diamond. So Shift D, and yeah, right. And obviously, I'm going to randomize this a bit and create a couple of different looking geometry. All right, and whoa. They don't want me to work, I guess. Maybe I work too much. No, generally I'm pretty well balanced now. I haven't been releasing videos lately. Hey, come on. Oh, give me a second. Now let me present you. This is Sequoia. She's the one. She wants attention now. Little kitty. Come on. Well, she wants to play. But it's time to model some imperfections and flaws in diamonds. Okay, something like that. Okay, and also the depth might vary a lot, and the size and the rotation. So if you have the pictures of, if you have the diamonds and you have a microscope, actually if you don't have a microscope for your gemstone, you should buy one. It's amazing. I have one because obviously teaching. And you can look at well, looking through the microscope, looking at the gemstones through the microscope is something amazing. Just that you're going to learn a lot about how really gemstones are polished and all these imperfections. And when you think that your gemstone is perfect, well, go look at it with the microscope and you'll start understanding why the world is more flawed than you might ever think. And it's not flawed, it's just the charm and beauty of the universe. And we should learn about that. I think we should learn that in school. All right, something is going to fall back there. She's going to throw the stereo, I guess. It doesn't matter much. It's part of it. She's having fun. I must let her. Okay, so it's part of the charm and beauty of the universe. And you might think that your gemstone is perfectly polished and that the faces are truly sharp triangles and polygons and all that. Go look at your gemstone with the microscope and you'll understand what it's all based on the level. At one level you might think that things are perfect. Just take a closer look and you'll understand that it's never true. Nothing's perfect. If you look closer to anything, it won't sustain that fake perfection they're trying to sell you. Nothing. All right. The world is way much more alive. Way much more alive. All right, let's put, so we have a couple here. Let's see that. Well, that's not much, but I'm going to take everybody and copy that. So we have 3 different types. If I make them smaller, let's make some and rotate that. Obviously, I could create more geometry. So create geometry depending on the gemstone you have, and go ahead and create these. Obviously don't go out of the stone. And also we just can't, after that, if we don't want the geometry to repeat too much, let's make some small clusters right there. And no, don't hide. Come on. What do we have now? Okay, let's rotate that. A smaller closer cluster right there. We can do some displacement map. Let's make these guys smaller. So really, I think what happened there? All right. Yes. And duplicate. Actually, I'll make these ones smaller. Front view. Yeah. Maybe some there. That's pretty cool. Okay, we have that. It's pretty good already. I want a bit more. Maybe down here or down here. And also, well, depending on the position of the imperfections, we might affect the look. Just like small kids, just like small kids. F no, please. G key. Okay, we're gonna make S key, please. Yes, there. What do you have? Yeah, that's pretty good. Okay. Okay, so we have some of that. I want some more. Let's create a new cluster here. What? Okay. Okay, that one is out. Let's bring it in right here. Okay. I'm going to go on and run just the preview because I just installed the new version of Blender. Well, the latest build because I had some bug issue. I still have them. But anyway, so I need to reload the Luxcore render is going to take but meanwhile, okay, good. I want to locate. Let's try and go and find who asked, so I can properly thank that subscriber. Where are you? Where are you? No, not here. I need to find, but the list is pretty long. The comments. Where are the comments? Because it's not there. Let's go back here. Let's go to my channel. Okay, anyway, I need to go the entire notification back there. No, not yet. Not yet. Not yet. A bit older. I hope it's going to show up. Who wrote me? Okay. Perfect. It's Narendra Toddarwal asked about putting flaws inside the gemstones or diamonds. Okay, I'm doing it for the diamonds because it's the most generic option. So thanks to Narendra Toddarwal again, because like I answered, it is really a great subject and idea, and here we are. So no, it didn't. It does take a couple of minutes because it needs to load the entire kernel for the renderer, but it's worth waiting. So let's wait. And while that goes, let's go at diamond, because we are going to create the flaws. The other type, where there are a couple of different. Let's see if I know, but this is a video, so no, I won't go there. I just want images as reference images. So this one, even if that one looks like a cloud, by example, I still would create the geometry myself and not procedurally. Also because, like I explained at the beginning, I think one of the main interests in recreating the flaws might be because you have the certificate of the diamond, so you have the map of the imperfection inside the diamond and recreate exactly these imperfections. So you can take pictures of the diamonds, you can look at it with the microscope and recreate exactly that diamond in 3D with all the flaws that the real stone has. So you don't want to do that procedurally, and that's why generally I am very interested in procedural techniques. I use them from time to time for some of my projects, but as I explained also many times, I'm not so into procedural development because in my line of work we need to recreate very specific one-of-a-kind idea or concept or design. So it will almost never be procedural, and that's the way it is in my line of work. And that's also why there are many ways to be a 3D modeler or designer, because it depends a lot on what you're designing. Video games, VFX, assets for architects, architecture, visualization, 3D printing, because also I do a lot of 3D printing, so many things must have specific thickness, wall thickness, depending on the type of the design, obviously. But anyway, so that's the other flow. This one is very nice. These sometimes are called feathers, but I don't remember in case, because I just don't want to go check it now. I should have done that earlier, but I think it was better to do that during the video, because it's also about talking about flaws. Because if we're going to recreate flaws, people should know that there are many flaws inside diamonds, and they're not perfect at all. So I think it was important to include that. Ta-da! Pun intended. Yeah, sometimes I just get crazy about my very bad jokes, but that's the way it should be. So, flaws inside diamonds. There are many flaws inside diamonds, and we are recreating them in 3D in Blender. Okay, so now this. Well, this basically, I'm going to do something similar, creating geometry. But obviously, we need to follow the shape a bit better and the type, because, okay, here we are. Are we there? Are we there yet? Yeah, we're there yet. Okay. But anyway, I just wanted to activate it, not to use it, because we're not ready. Okay, we need to respect the geometry of the flaws. These are carbon points, dots, crystals, or not crystals, carbon. That's carbon that never became a diamond, but it's still there inside the diamond. That's the main flaws inside diamonds. Okay, to this one, I'm going to put some subdivisions to it, but just like really one. Yeah, one. Double one is good. And I am going to put it smooth. And what we could use also is a displacement. Yeah, obviously. Let's create a new texture. Let's call that one carbon points displace. Let's load any image we have around here. So let me see. Let's go to my. No, wait. Let me see. Where are? Okay, these are my files. So let's have a look. No, that's this week. Shouldn't be. You can see I made the marmalade. Okay, let's use this. Okay, that's obviously too strong, but that's already pretty nice. So let's go at 0.1. All right, that's cool. That's really cool. Let's go and hide the diamond for a second. Okay, this is pretty nice. Let's just see at level 2. Oh, that's even nicer. But let's make it a bit less, a bit more, 0.5. Okay, that's pretty nice for carbon. Okay, so, well, I'm going to remove that light. Now. Okay, let's go and create the materials, but before that, I need to load. Okay, that's what I want to see. I need to load an environment, Hdri, and open. Let's go and find a file that suits. Do I have some VP? Okay, here. Let's use this one, I guess. And that's why I wanted to load the kernel before and talk about different things. Okay, we have that now. Okay, obviously we don't have the material, but let's go to shading and let's start creating the materials directly like that. Let's go and make, okay, sorry. This, okay, use Luxcore nodes. Let's remove this. Let's add a class material. So creating the diamond is really easy. Actually, I'm going to put the name here. Well, diamond's already on. Okay, here IOR 2418. Dispersion, the highest that the system gives is 013042. Go with that. Okay, so this is the real accurate look of the diamond material, and looks pretty nice. Check that your bounces are pretty high for all the also let's add the light tracing. I generally add the light tracing at 85%, just because that's for the fast caustics using Luxcore. That's pretty nice because it checks for the light bounces from the light, not from the camera. Okay, we have this. I'm going to oops, the software closed. That's not so surprising. Here, I was going, sorry, we're back to the software. Okay, let's add a mesh plane here. Whoop. Whoop. Something easy, just a plane right there. Okay, let's have a look again. So I just have the Hdri illumination. Okay. Let's go check the warnings. I think we have objects. Some are not defined. Who? Okay, the plane, obviously. So let's create a material for the ground. Nothing fancy. Ground. All right. Let it like. Yeah, it's pretty good. Now, obviously the carbon, hey, come on. Here. All right. The carbon, so carbon. Come on. Let me remove that for a second. All right, carbon, false. Okay, so that material should be, let's put it glossy because there's more control on some factors there. I'm going to put it almost black right here. Roughness pretty high, and let me just have a look. Remove the diamond. Have a look at the illumination on the. Okay, that's pretty good. We don't need much more than that. what I could do is use some reflections to make, let's put IOR. So that's just for the bounces. That's not the refraction index. That's just in Luxcore. In the glossy material, we can use the IOR as some roughness. So that one is too high. You can see that it's reflecting too much. That's when you turn on the IOR for the glossiness, basically. Let's go to 125. Okay, that's not enough. We can see there's no contrast at all. I want a bit more, so let's go 185. Okay, let's say that's pretty good. Okay, anyway, I'm going to set the camera top view. I'll control 0. You know what? Sorry. Let's bring back the screencast. Is it on? Yeah, bring it on. It's not on yet. Maybe. Okay, mouse 100. Okay, back to the screencast. Okay, so for the camera, if you don't know how it's done, put your view, I'll control 0, and that's the position of the camera now. Let's move it. I'm going to put the camera as isometric or orthographic, symmetric, which is the same. Here, 30, 10, 25, 20. Okay, I'm going to create a square view. 10, that's pretty good. So we're gonna have a top view. So the camera, I'm going to set the camera at 0 and the fixed distance there. So we have the camera right there at the top with that kind of view. So let's have a look. Maybe on the preview we won't be really seeing the carbon points at all. No, here they are. Right. That's pretty good. Obviously we're depending a lot on the HDR for the general contrast. I could put a light in the scene also, but that's already working pretty well. To make a good example about the subject of creating flows inside the diamonds in 3D. Using cycles, it's almost the same. Actually, I'm going to let me go to let's go to cycles also to show the only difference, and I want to do it today, is that the dispersion with cycles must be faked, and it's not so good anyway when, well, for dispersions, you know. And but anyway, it's going to be good for, so let's go back to materials. Let's go back to materials here, diamonds. Okay, this one, yeah, this one is already good. It just has preview for, and also needs to load the kernels for cycles. But anyway, so it's already working. Now it's just about the light and the HDRI to have better look on the diamond. And we're going to create now these kind of feathers inside the, yeah, we can have cracks, feathers. Yeah, basically we're going to create some kind of cracks inside the diamonds, okay? Which is the second most important flaw that you can encounter in diamonds. And just let, yeah, it's loading the kernels for cycles, but this one is generally a bit faster. And it's generally a bit faster. 512. Oh, it's pretty good. Let's go at. She finally came. No. I have 2 cats. This is one of my cats. Oh. So we can play with you can play with your cat while the kernels are loading. That's pretty cool. Oh yeah. She says hi to the entire channel. She says also thanks for subscribing if you like the videos. You can also join as members. It has a monthly fee, but you're gonna get Blender scenes and Luxcore scenes complete, or discounts on my assets, so it's pretty cool. Okay, we're loaded, so let's just roll and load a environment texture open. Let's go and load one of these. Load this one. Okay, that's pretty nice. The only thing I won't get in cycles is the small dispersion effect. Okay, here we're going to load it at 32, 32, 32, 32. It's a bit better. It's really looking pretty good. In terms of flawed, it's perfectly flawed. That's really nice. Okay, I'm going to load a I'm going to create a light. Let's create a light. Let's add in area lights, and let's put it where's the light? Right there. Let's put it here. Let's put it maybe there. Obviously this light needs a lot more power, so power, let's go high first, like that. That's pretty cool. But what I would like is yeah, here. Okay, perfect. I want the light to hit, so let's make it bigger. All right, this is what I wanted. Even a bit bigger. 20, that's a bit too big maybe. Okay, that's pretty nice. That's pretty nice. Also, let me check something about the geometry. Okay, let's go and just have a look maybe. So if you look at the tip of my diamond, it is a face because it's considered a 58 facets diamond, not 57. And that's because if you go check the models, the tip of the pavilion is considered one facet. All right, there we are. Okay, when you check that, let's go back here. I moved the tip a bit higher. Yeah, that's pretty nice. So depending on what you want to see inside the table from the top, you can move deeper or higher that part of the diamond. I think it's a bit better. And we're seeing obviously the carbon inclusions. So let's just go now and adapt the material for cycles. So I need to, well, actually I'm just going to add, so we're gonna have, let's add a new material here, carbon cycles. Okay, and here we need to change the window because it's not the same. Let's go, it's the texture, not texture, shader editor. Okay, and yeah, because cycles has the shader editor, and when you're on Luxcore, you're gonna have a Luxcore shader editor. So it's nice because it's pretty easy to switch between cycles and Luxcore. All right, so these guys, I want them, I don't know what, assign everybody. Now they should look pretty white, in fact. Well, yeah, actually like that, it's almost good. But I'm going to make them a bit darker, some metallic there, their roughness at 1. So we have this on our, this is good, this is what I wanted. That's why I put some metallic, even maybe more. No, 0.5 is pretty cool. Roughness maybe 0.1 is nice. That's generally the way they look, because they are quite polished. They shine some, you know. If you look at the picture, you can see that. So here we are. Obviously they get no light. What we could, I need to check things about double faces and face orientations also. Let's go back here. Let's turn on face orientation. And obviously I need to remove the X-rays. Let's hide this. Okay, face orientation is correct. And I need to check something that I never checked, but I think that the materials, let me check the options here, because down here we, okay, this is correct. Transparent shadows, that's what I want in the diamond basically. Okay, that's pretty good, that's correct. We have no volume on this material, and yeah, okay. Also, let me check something. Let's select the diamond and go to shading sharp edges. They're going to show in blue. That's important when rendering gemstones. Okay, sometimes just changes nothing, but sometimes it makes the faces render better. Okay, and something I do want to try is I'd like to have a white plane to make the table look wider, to have a gradient on the table. That's just for a render issue, well, a preference. I'm going to create this, rotate this 180, make it small here, and then need to go here. I'm going to make wait a second, boom, special reflection, and it might also be, it might be with some emission there. I want it to reflect in the diamond, so I don't want it to be visible for the camera. Well, in the camera it's not visible there. Okay, let's move that plane, which is reflection plane. Let's move it well, let's first at 0. Let's try now there, and let's remove it from the camera. Visibility, remove from camera. Okay, we have this. Let's go 20. Okay, that's interesting, but I want that for, okay, so emission. I'm going to bring in some light from that. Okay, so that's making this at the moment. So I want to move it. I want to rotate it so we get some more reflections, white reflections on the sides. I could put a gradient actually. I think I'm going to put, so let's go gradient texture. Let's add the color ramp for the texture, color ramp. There we go, color ramp, thank you. Here you can use factor or color, gives, for that matter, gives the same. Goes with color. And just let me bring this a bit. Down, and let's go have a look. I want to see it on camera again. Let's bring it back. Okay, we have the gradient. Let's just have a look at the effect of emission. Okay, if the emission is too strong, that's why I want to check. And I need to rotate it differently. I could even, well, also what I could try is make the alpha with the gradient, so we get, but this is pretty good. Let's bring the camera and let's bring the alpha to the alpha. He doesn't like it. I don't know, but it's because of the emission, maybe. No, the alpha is not following. I don't have the alpha. Maybe because of factor. Nope, there's no alpha with the color ramp. Too bad. Ah, but maybe through transmission then. Nope. So I won't use that now. It's not even about what we're doing. Okay, this is just because I want more light on the left side, right? Okay, but it's not even so. It's pretty good though. Let's make it smaller. I could achieve the same, I guess, with just another light. Like I always say, I like to try things during the videos, and sometimes it works, sometimes it don't work. This one didn't work. Let's go with another light source, way closer to the diamond. Rotate here and make it way smaller. Okay, something like that. That's pretty good. Okay, perfect. That's what I wanted. I want strong white face right there, or the table, or that one. I still am going to try to get it on the table a bit more. Well, I guess that's a, oh, okay. This is nice. Okay, this is nice. That's good for. So we can see the flaws, and now we're going to create the other type of flaws. Obviously, we can put the in the description. I will be putting the chapters for the videos. So, okay, this is due to that. That's pretty okay. Just let me check something with the geometry on the diamond. I want to see how this affects. So I'm going to use just this. Let's go at 0.27. It's a bit better. It's a bit better, I guess. Almost the same. Let's try way less. No, that's too much. Let's go. So you can see that very small changes change a lot on the way the refraction is showing. Okay, this is good. All right, let's go back to modeling. Let's go back to modeling. So let's hide everybody here except the diamond. Okay, let's bring a plane. Let's call that cracks inclusions, and let's start modeling cracks. So we're going to, oops, sorry, we're going to work this like that. It doesn't need to be very complex, but in this occasion I'm going to make square faces like this, and this is going to show on the render mainly like that. I won't be using subdivisions, so I mean the modifier, because now I'm just going to subdivide. You know, it's funny because I'm just saying that I won't be using subdivisions and I'm just subdividing right now. So let's model again some random cracks geometry, and like I said before, you should be modeling the geometry instead of trying to use procedural or material tricks, because there will be just tricks and you won't be able to recreate the map of your diamond based on your certificate, and that's one of the best idea that you could have. All right, so, and make only square faces or triangles if you want, so we can recreate some type of cracks there, and don't make them too regular. Oh well, if you have the picture, just copy your special inclusions that you have in your diamond. So here we go, here we go, here we go. Well, maybe something like this is already pretty good. So we're going, this is the experimental crack number 1. Here we are. And this one, I think I'm just at the beginning, I'm just going to give it the same diamond material. Let's go and clean up everything just for, okay, so this one has the same diamond material because basically it's what it is. Okay, there it is, there it is. It shows already right there. That's really great. It shows right there on the right, so it's working already. I'm just going to create 2 more, I think. And this is a very nice crack there inside the diamond. It shows and looks really much like it. What I want to try, let me bring this one on too. Okay, good, pretty good. Just let me, I don't know if this one is so good there. Let's make it higher. Okay, let me see who's creating that. Okay, this one is creating that, so this is different. Let's go at 20. Let's go at 10. Okay, that's a bit better. All right. Okay, so let's go and keep on modeling more cracks. Come on, cracks, 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 cracks there. So go and add plane in edit mode. So and it's better to model so we don't repeat the same geometry over and over again. E, G. Also, like I already did it before, don't make it flat so the faces will shine differently depending on the orientation. And it works better. Go there. And let's go there, shift key E. No, rotate, no. E, no. Let's do it again, please. E, thank you. And it worked really nice. We can be proud of ourselves, dear subscribers. So keep on, well, love your comments. Thanks for all the support. I will be making, for good and bad reasons, I will be making a new biography series because I think it's simply good for people to know where I come from and how I just became what I became and what I will become. Okay, so I will be making an autobiography video series. I don't have a lot of pictures from back then. That's too bad. But so I guess I might be just talking a lot, which is not always so entertaining and so interesting. But anyway, it's something I think. And why? Because people always ask me the same questions about me. You know, why I live in Mexico, why I don't live in Switzerland where I was born, why I became a jeweler, how I became a jeweler, all that. Students or clients or just subscribers, they ask me that all the time, almost every day. And well, I think I already I should have done that years ago, but like it's a better late than never. Okay, let's put this crack like here somewhere, or maybe here we don't have too many. I'm going to move. No, I don't know. That one's pretty. It's pretty nice where it is. Yeah, that's pretty cool. Okay, and let's create another crack, but this one I'm going to make a crack a bit more more regular crack. You know, let's make a more regular crack, like more like this. So we're gonna get a bit more the feather effect. Bad concept, good concept, maybe good. This might be good. Control ES. Well, not so much more regular, but yes, more like bands. Let's do that again here. Control S E. Let's make a couple there, a couple there. Control ES. All right, let's take this row up. Let's take that row up. All right, this is pretty good. Okay, let's have a face orientation check. Where's face orientation? Face. You know what? I know. Here it was. There it was. Face orientation. But it doesn't work in X-ray mode, so remove the diamond. Okay, here, that's what I wanted to see, because I have 1, 2, 3 faces that need to be flipped. That's good. Vertices, remove the face orientation right there. Top view. Let's go back to the diamond right here. So this one, no, sorry, no H key. Okay, something like that. This is pretty good. Let's bring that. Let's do this a bit. No, sorry. What did I hit? F or whatever. Okay. C. Let's move these guys. Shift. Let's move these guys here. C. Okay. C. Okay. A. Z. Okay, L. Okay, I want this. I'm going to put a couple of these, and don't forget to rotate. Well, if you need to, it might be flat. I mean, it might be on the same plane or not. Here I'm just obviously doing it for the sake of the example and the video. Here by example, I'm going to make one. No, sorry, SY R. This diamond has many flaws. Poor diamond. So full of flaws. Nobody's going to love him with all these flaws. But believe me, you should rather love things that have flaws. Alright. Very cool. So, top view, render preview, render preview, render preview. And alright, let's have a look. Alt A to unselect. And that's pretty cool. That's honestly pretty cool. The only thing I'm going to change also is that, well, no, I don't know. Yeah. My environment is bringing some colors to the scene, which actually make the diamond look the way it should, in the sense that it's not white, because of the global, well, because of the general illumination done by the HDR image, which is more like a sunset. But that's cool, because a diamond with so many flaws wouldn't be a D grade. D is the highest color grade, which is totally white diamond. Obviously that one should be like a K maybe, or even an M, or even less. So we're going to change a couple of things, but just because of the render. I will make another video where we're going to use this diamond in a design set in a ring, by example. So I just want the base color to be a bit yellowish, not so much, a bit something like that. Okay, that looks very good. That looks very good. So the only sad part using cycles is that we don't get the dispersion, but I can make it because I have a file. I'm going to bring that. I'm going to add a glass shader. I'm going to add a mix shader. I'll connect it later. Okay, here. Now let's bring an image, texture image. In the color, this one's going to be sharp. Same 248, 2418. Open the image. Let's go to my images. Diffrax DR. This is this one. I'm going to test directly here. We have nothing at all. But because it needs to be on box, blend, and I need to bring an input texture coordinates generated. Okay, that's showing already, and because of when we're going to mix that, we're going to get those small diffraction sparkles there. And just go and bring a brightness here, brightness point. That's pretty good, but let's go and bring, okay, just 0.9. So we have very slight. We can see the very slight small colors for this fake dispersion in cycles. So we get that extra realism touch. All right. I could, well, let's try brighter here. Yeah, that's pretty good. So we might go at this, maybe here. Okay, that's pretty good. And what I could do also on the base color, I could do a gradient on the color of the diamond with the color ramp to have some fluctuation there. Okay, let's bring it. This one, I can use the eyedropper to take the same small yellowish, and on the other side I want some bluish or maybe even some reddish. So let's do some reddish here. Let's do a plus here and some bluish maybe. No, that's too bluish, and in fact I want the bluish on the other side. So let's go like that, and let's bring that for the color of the diamond. Okay, right, let's bring that to that side and the yellow more on that side. Okay, that's pretty nice to have some variation inside. Okay, inside the diamond. What else? What else? What else? What else? Well, that's pretty cool. Ah, yeah, the floor. The floor, the ground, the floor there. Let's call the floor, the ground floor. Floor. Where is where's the material there? There's no material. Use nodes. Thank you. Okay. I want to make it just a bit bluish, but very slightly bluish. Like that. Yeah. That's great. That's really great. Now let's bring in, let's make the render at 4K. Let's do it at 320. Let's make the noising. Actually, no. Let's use the optics because I do have RTX cards. The noising. Let's go to the noising. Where are you, Scooby-Doo? I know it's back there. Yeah, render optics. Yeah. And let's change the performance. I'm going to bring these guys at 76. We should be good. So that's for the cycles part. I'm going to make a render with Luxcore. So something new also, because this video is in 4K. Okay, let's bring that. I just saw during the video that during the Luxcore preview, I do have, it's way too slow, but that's because of, I need to change the configuration, because generally I would be recording at full HD, but I do have a new graphic card, so I'm now working at 4K and recording at 4K. And actually it's working really nicely in Blender and, well, in other softwares too. But I saw that sometimes with some softwares, obviously running at 4K makes some slight bugs or issues. And well, obviously that's the fun part. Now people are talking more about 8K because the 30 series of NVIDIA, obviously the 390 allows to game and work at 8K without any problem. Well, that's what it's expected. I will be buying a 390, I guess, but next year, I hope, and also a new preset. I think I'm going to get a Threadripper next year, or the new series. I don't know, if maybe a 10, serie 10 from Intel, I don't know. Generally, I still prefer Intel and NVIDIA because of the stability of the drivers. Generally, it's easy to configure in the softwares, but that might be changing if AMD keep working at the same pace. Also with Blender, because they are working, they know that they have that issue with their drivers. And that makes that Intel is a bit more reliable, and NVIDIA too. As always, in my line of work, the only part where I would have won a lot more time is buying a Threadripper this year or already last year, but I preferred inverting in more in better graphic cards and more graphic cards, and on my tablet and on some softwares than on more and better hardware now. I do a lot of GPU rendering, so it's pretty okay. It's looking very, very interesting, honestly. This diamond should, I think this should be a legendary level tutorial or video, because it's a bit more than a tutorial. Because really that idea from that subscriber, well, it's just so interesting that I had to do this video. And I told him or her, actually, I don't know, sorry there. The subscriber, I answered because I don't know if it's a man or a woman, but anyway, welcome from anyone, obviously. Yeah, the idea is just a great idea. Flaws inside the diamonds, and it worked, I guess, really nicely. We have the carbon points, which is the main flaw, and we have some feathers and cracks inside the diamonds, and we can see in the diamond, and also, well, that diamond, I changed the color, the coloration. It's a bit reddish, a bit yellowish, a bit bluish, some parts. I put the diffraction, but we are going to make, because yeah, I just have the time, to do that. We're going to make the Luxcore render. So I won't be making the preview using Luxcore because it's a bit bogus on the double GPU setup at 4K. It's too slow for the preview, but maybe that's because I just turned it on, and because generally Luxcore is really fast, also really fast during previews. So I might check just the configuration I have for Luxcore, but I don't have time to do that now. So the preview is not working very well at 4K with Luxcore now, but well, it doesn't matter much anymore. This render is a bit, yeah, it's a bit slow. Yeah, it's a bit slow, but we have pretty high refractions and a lot of refractions and reflections. So I was expecting something like this. It's pretty fast still. With the double GPU setup, I'm obviously gaining like almost 50%, almost, and sometimes yes, I'm winning 50% exactly. Generally a bit less, 40%, 35%, but that's really cool. For the cost of my second GPU, which is a 2080, it's not the TI. That's the problem, because I do have a TI, but I could have an NVLink between the two cards, but they're not the same width. Too bad, but I got it like a third of the cost, because yes, the 2080 series did drop in prices for a couple of days, but it's really hard to get one, and in Mexico it's way harder. So I was at first I was a bit disappointed because I wasn't making the right configurations. But now that the rig is updated, the double GPU, even if one is a 2080, the other one is a 2080 Ti, they're working very good together, even if I can't make the NVLink between the two. Actually, they do have, because the 2080 series does have the NVLink, but one card is wider than the other one, and the NVLink is a solid bridge, so I can't add the VRAM memories. Well, I will do that with the 30 series next coming year, or in 2022 maybe, because my setup, I'm reaching the limits of my setup of my rig almost in some projects, especially in animations, but most of the time I'm just close to the limit during projects for clients, so I don't need to upgrade just yet. Anyway, this is one amazing flawed diamond. It's really cool. It's really cool. It looks, this one, well, actually it does, it looks like a picture. It's really nice. The other flaw I might do is that, in fact, when you take a microscope picture of a diamond, you'll see that the polishing might have some lines in it if the polish of your diamond is not the highest grade. And also sometimes the corners or the tips of the facets might be a bit harmed because of bad handling of the gemstone dealer, basically. And when they transport diamonds inside well, with several diamonds inside the same boxes, obviously the diamonds harm the other diamonds, especially on the tips of the faces, on the edges. And that's the only thing missing in this render. But otherwise, really a very great idea from Narendra Torawal. Thank you again. I hope you enjoyed this video. I explained many things that are not directly linked with the question, but I really enjoyed making this video talking about diamonds a bit more and some other aspects of diamonds. Okay, this render is almost done, and we're going to make the Luxcore just to see the difference based on the dispersion. And also because that might be a great, that might be a great comparison between Cycles and Luxcore. And yeah, because yes, Luxcore does deserve its reputation for high realism in renders, because yes, it does calculate caustics and the light path differently, and it achieved generally a more photographic look. Obviously, depending on the quality of your model or your modeling or 3D scenes and your HDRs and all your setup. But when you know how to use Luxcore and make the right setup, the general tendency is high realism, especially in the details and things like that. And in jewelry, we get things that we're not getting in any other render, which is dispersion and caustics at very high speeds of calculation is really good. So that's why I already made several jewelry animation using Luxcore with very nice results. And just look at this render, and this is Cycles, and this is Cycles. The only thing I had to fake, but it looks cool, is the dispersions. We do see those small rainbow triangles here and there, but that's something that Luxcore does better directly from the material, because the dispersion is included in the material. But this is going to be a great comparison. So just let that render finish, just a couple of minutes. It should be faster on the ground, but anyway, it's not too bad. This is at 4K, render also at 4K. And people are following the evolution of the hardware and the serie and expecting the AMD Big Navy and all that. What's happening, in fact, is that with the 20 serie, that's when working at 4K wasn't really so good. I do have 4K screens. Now it's working pretty good with the double GPU at 4K, but it's just okay. I think because also many softwares don't scale up very well. Blender scales up very nicely because you can set the DPI of the interface right in the preferences, and the software scales very well. And because the GPU usage on Blender is very efficient, or is efficient, is good, you can work at 4K when you have a double GPU setup. I wouldn't work at 4K with just the 2080 Ti. I wasn't. Now I am, because I have the other GPU. And that's also because when you have two GPUs, one GPU is making the display work and the other one is just idle. And that helps to take out the load on one of the cards. And that's pretty cool because you can work and no card is going higher than 60 degrees Celsius. That's pretty nice. They stay between 50 and 60. With just one card, you load the entire card on the display and on the rendering, and it goes maybe at 70. Or well, I don't have to set the fan at very high speeds to cool down the GPU. So it's really nice to have several GPUs in one system. And actually, I'm late on that because many designers, they have at least two GPU, and they bought directly two 2080 Ti when they came out 2 years ago. But generally, I prefer to get the best hardware at the end of the cycle because you're paying almost, well, you're paying less than half what it costed when it came out. That's why I won't be buying a 3090 now. And even because it's almost impossible to get one, we all know that. And in fact, what is going to happen with 30 series, we're going to be really able to work at 4K, not 8, really at 4K. 4K is going to be more mainstream now, thanks to the 30 series. They're selling it for the 8K, but that's a lie. It does work at 8K, and you can see the videos of the benchmark and the demos and all that. But in fact, it's still very much bogus. Like, it's pretty bogus to use a 2080 for a 4K general setup. I was working at Full HD normally with no bugs on the 2080 Ti all the time, but at 4K, even Windows 10 has problems when you're working at 4K in the everyday use. So yes, it's cool. I was comparing the 4K and the Full HD on my new screen the other day. It looks better on the 4K, and that's why I'm really trying to force my entire system to be working at 4K, and it's worth it. But 8K, that's still a couple years away. They're just trying to sell you the 8K, and already the 8K screens, they're very pretty, but already the price is not worth it now. We're going 4K for the next 2 years. Obviously, that's my line of work. Many people would be, dude, you just need to buy a better hardware. But no, I know my hardware is pretty solid, so I'm gonna work at 4K. And also because with the tablets, with the Wacom and all that, it works good at 4K, but yes, it's a bit bogus in some softwares, because in fact the softwares, they're not even up to date yet to be really upscaling the interface at 4K. It's part of the known bugs in many softwares. Okay, this is the render. It was a bit slow, but it was pretty cool. So let's save the image. Let's save the image, no compression. 8 there. So render. Okay, render 1 diamond with claws. cycles render 4K. Boom, boom, PNG. All right, I still work with PNG and not that much with AXR, other format. Okay, now let's go back here. I'm going to save as, and I'm going to save as the different version. This one is going to be Luxcore. I'm going to make the Luxcore version right now. Yeah, I'm a bit late, but anyway, it's very interesting. It's very cool. I want to see that. Okay, let's go back to Luxcore here. I need to put 32 here. That doesn't make, okay, like raise that. All right, that the floor. So let's create some new materials here. It's going to be a little bluish here. Bluish here. Okay, we're there. Now the diamond, I won't be, okay, this one already has that. The cracks, they have the same, and the carbon Luxcore materials right here. Like I said, I'm going to make them a bit glossy here, pretty much like that. Use IOR at 185, I think I was, roughness at 2. And well, let's try a preview. Well, like I said, because we could see that, it's a bit slow, and it shouldn't be that slow because Luxcore is really fast. And every time I update, well, that's how it looks for now. Well, it's not too bad, but I'm going to run the render. So let me just check. Devices were good, color management were good, and also wait a second, because I changed. Okay, I used that HDR in cycles. I'm going to use exactly the same. Okay, let me just check camera resolution. We're the same here. Okay, sampling, progressive, yes. Adaptive sampling, we don't even need that. Advanced, I won't see at 7. That's because I just like it like that. I won't be using the cache at all. I don't need that now. I just need the light tracer in this specific scene. And here we go, render. So let's see if it works, because if the preview was a bit slow, I don't know if the render. Okay. Where's the window? Here, render window. It's just at the beginning of the render session is a bit slow because, okay, here we go. All right, and yeah, there's something I need to change. Because in Luxcore you can't hide objects like from the camera, so I'm seeing a weird. Actually, it's going to be faster. The samples don't count the same way in Luxcore and in cycle. Well, we just have that weird, but that's the square I put up. Is it? Okay, let me just escape that for a second. Escape. Okay, it takes some minutes, because when you escape, it's going to denoise the image, and it's going to take a couple of seconds to do that. All right, there it is. So now we can. Are we? No, it's still not responding. Okay, noising. I just want to check a couple of details before making the final render with cycles. Ah, the lights. Okay, obviously the lights. I need to set the lights differently because... Okay, that's what we get. Oh, that's pretty interesting. That's pretty interesting, honestly. Yeah, that's interesting. That's interesting. Okay, let me just check a couple of things. The diamond, yeah, I'm going to make it a bit reddish yellowish. Reflection color a bit bluish. There. Okay, for that. The floor, I'm going to set it to white. No, sorry, a bit bluish. Also, the floor a bit bluish there and a bit darkerish. There we go. Now, lights. Lights, they need another. Yeah, we need power. Okay, the light strategy also, it's not correctly set up. Efficiency 150. Size is okay. And the other one also 3. Okay, power. 3, 2. Well, let's bring this one at 100 and this one at 150. All right, that's pretty good. And let's just check light strategy where they have that now, because that's the new. Okay, power. I need power here, and this is also the 2.5. That's Luxcore 2.5. We're still working on that one. Coming out pretty good with the CUDA usage. And well, GPU rendering with instead of OpenCL. That, well, Luxcore was working very well with OpenCL, but now they're working on the CUDA GPU NVIDIA rendering, and it's working already pretty good. What do I have here and there? Okay. Well, that's the ground or the floor, just for the matter. Okay, that, and that. Is that showing? Okay, this one is showing on screen. I'm going to move that one there. So I might have way too much light, or not enough light. I must redo the setup of the lighting for Luxcore. What else? What else? The rest is pretty good. And okay, let's try a preview. Okay, there is too much light, so let's bring down the lights. But now the rendering, the preview is faster. It's going pretty well. All right, let's do this at let's go at way less. Let's go at 600 on 1. And this one at 400. Okay, we have the light tracing that's going on pretty well. Okay, let's bring the let's bring all those numbers way down. We're not so come on. Let's come down to 50. Let's come down at, well, this one also at 50. Way too strong, obviously. Well, still way too strong. Depends a lot on the scale of the scene, so I don't, yeah, obviously this is very small. Let's go at 60. Okay, it's starting to be a bit better. What make the fireflies are the light sources, obviously. 10 times smaller here. Okay, it's starting to be pretty cool, and we're getting the light tracer, which makes the caustic reflections on the ground, which is what Luxcore gives us. That cycles, well, cycles can do that, but with tricks, and I really don't like tricks for the gemstones. But still, let's bring down this twice, so 4025. We're almost good there. Also, this one at 30. Might be still too high, but it's pretty good. Okay, I'm going to put the ground totally white, I guess. It's, well, gray, some kind of bit darker gray, but I won't see that. No one. Come on, come on. Numbers are a bit too slow. Yeah, that's. I might ask. Yeah. 0.7. All right. So that's for the floor at that. We still have a bit too much light, but maybe, let me see if the environment, let's put it at 0 gain. I just want to see the light affecting the stone. Ha! All right, so that's what we get. Let's maybe try at 0.6. Okay, that's pretty good. But I think I'm going to keep gain at 1 on the HDR and keep bringing the light a bit. Or also maybe the light's a bit smaller. Oh wait, you know what? I guess this light, I'm going to put this light. Okay, just bring this one a bit and bring the other one a lot more. Let's check that. Still twice less. Okay. Now let's try also to remove one and see one light source, just one light source. There's an error. Let's check the. In Luxcore you get an error log. But you know what? Okay, it's. Is it? Maybe it got a CUDA error. That's pretty good. So this is with just one light source. I don't like it because we don't have the triangles, white triangles. These, okay, so that these are caused by the second light source, and that's pretty good. So in fact, I'm going to bring this light stronger. Let's put it at 80. So we have those shining triangles, facets, and that's a bit nicer. Maybe the size also, let's go at 35. Just want to see. Yeah, that's what I wanted. Okay, it's pretty interesting too. It's very different than the way it looks in cycles. Obviously, because the way the light and the materials are working in Luxcore is very different. So it's interesting. I think it's really interesting. Let's go with that render. I'm going to remove the. In many occasions, if you have the render preview using cycles or Luxcore, doesn't matter. It's going to overload your GPU way too much, so it's better to turn it off. Okay, now I need to move this window fast here so you can see the render. And well, let's have a look at the render. It's going to be faster generally in Luxcore. So let's say I had 320 samples in cycles, and well, let's say I'm going to go at 320 sample in Luxcore, but obviously it doesn't match the grain or the no grain you get, because well, the renders are very different. So maybe I need a 8, maybe even less. Maybe I need 200 samples in Luxcore and we're fine. and we're gonna get there maybe way faster. See, we are already at 62. Now it's starting to get, yeah, let me see the load. Okay. And also, here we go, I need to turn on, let's turn on the fans on that card, because it's already, well, 70 degrees, that's nothing, but I don't like bringing them more than, well, I like it between 60 and 70 when rendering. Many people while gaming go way higher than 80 degrees, which is basically the general temperature on workload. But when rendering, if your GPU gets too hot, it's going to be slower. Know that. Okay, just there I have a lot. That doesn't matter. It's looking pretty nice. Yeah, it's also looking really realistic. But it's funny because it depends a lot on with what software you're like working the entire scene. Okay, we're at 155 in 2 minutes. So it's going to be way faster in Luxcore. And also something you need to know. To get the light traced rays, you need to cancel, wait for the noiser, and then in the denoising final phases, it adds the light results. So, well, I'm just canceling again because I want to remove, that's the light there that's making the black. Okay, so the noise, it looks way different. This is not the noise. We can see it's very grainy. Obviously at 150 samples, that's pretty low. But the noise, it looks already very clean. And it's also pretty cool if you want to have that internet low resolution look like this one. Well, with low samples, that's exactly what we're getting here with the flows inside the diamond. So that's really cool. That's really, really cool. But yeah, I just want to move. Let me say, okay, I just want to move this light, and I hope it won't remove too much of the white faces on the diamond. I just don't want it on the render. Okay, that's pretty good. And also what I could try is that the one of the area lights might be a laser. So let's try, actually let's go to shading. Let's do a couple of things. Sometimes in Luxcore it's better to have, oops. We're back again. The software crashed. That's because of the 4K load. Doesn't like it there, but it's okay. We're back here, back there. Okay, I was moving that and that. It's pretty good. And I just want to have a look at what happens when we take the area light, make it a laser. Okay, now also the ground. I want the ground to be darker. And yeah, a bit bluish, honestly, a bit bluish around here. Okay, let's have a look. This window is smaller, so it's better for preview. I prefer, yeah, exactly. Here we can see that's thanks to the laser, and makes way more caustics from the light tracing, and that's what you want to see in Luxcore. The only thing I don't like is the weird, that's from the edges of the diamond, so I'm going to rotate, but otherwise it's really cool. It's really, really cool. I have a couple of images Come on. Okay, right. So it's that one, that one, that one, that one. Okay, top view, front view. Let me try a bit more like this and maybe hit. Okay, so let's go and hit just that corner of the diamond right there of the table. There, almost there. Okay, it's going to be here. Should be somewhere there. Okay, perfect. Let's go back here. The edges, the girdle was projecting some white spots. Well, it's pretty cool, but we have less. Sometimes just by rotating the light source by 1 degree or even less, you can lose all the caustics, you know, because it's just as precise as that. It was better before. I'm going to try just to move. Yeah, it's going to be a bit heavy, but let's move the light. Let's move the light live directly. That's one of the best ways to see if you're getting. That's also one of the best way to crash the software, but that's okay. Okay, we're still not getting as many as I'd like to. Let's bring it back, maybe down there like this. Obviously, it must hit diamond. I want way more dispersion sparkles because that's the fun of using Luxcore. Obviously, it's not so nice. It's cool, but not so cool yet. Let's try to find. They go on the green side. Well, it's pretty cool, but no, I don't like it yet. It must be the way you like. Okay, let's try this. And yeah, you need to be a bit lucky for that. Alright, so obviously that's a bit time consuming because you need to try a lot of angles. That's pretty interesting, but I still don't like that view. And also, okay, let's bring it back to 0. Let's have a try just like this. Alright, let's have a look. We're almost there. But that's to take advantage of an aesthetical plus I'm going to get using Luxcore. And yeah. And I want to get something that's worth it, especially making the renders at 4K and during the video tutorial. Because we're really achieving things. And we make, yeah, almost. So let's see if let's bring this way higher. Well, higher. Okay, that's a bit better, but no, that's too strong now. Yeah, that's too strong. Okay, we're too high or too far. Okay, so I like. Let's bring it rather here, and let's have a look. And also, I don't know if this light. That's pretty interesting, even if the triangles are not so big. That's making a very sharp shadow. No, again, I don't like this one. I need another solution here. Okay, let's try this. Or hit maybe just the ground, the pavilion of the stone. That's pretty good. Let me remove this light to see what we're getting from the first. Okay, we have an error. Okay, right. Okay, we're back here and let's do that. All right. I didn't like it yet there. Let's go here and let's go. All right, this might be pretty good. I think, or let's try to make it a bit smaller. It's going to make the light stronger. Or even smaller. Bigger then? Okay, at 40. Okay, I think at 40 it's my favorite version. Even if the laser is making a very sharp shadow, it's pretty nice. Okay, let's go with the render for that, and this is going to be, this is it, that's all folks. I'm going to publish the renders, and I hope you liked this video a lot. So this was to answer the question of Narendra Todawal, sorry. Thanks for that great question. So see, it pays off to make great and very interesting comments on my channel, because yeah, and luckily or happily, most of the comments are really positive and clever and very welcome. Some people are posting totally out of place renders. I obviously answer all the comments, but if you're not saying something very clever, I won't be answering very nicely to your comment. It's part of the channel, because like I said to someone, this is not the well, we're here to try and learn and to bring new and different ideas. So if you tell me to do the same as others are doing, I won't do that, because I don't, that's not the purpose of this channel. This channel is made to create new things and do it in ways that others are not doing it. All right, so that's why we're here, making flaws inside a diamond, because a great question of a great subscriber. Anyway, I hope you liked it. I hope you subscribe. Luxcore is calculating here. I'm going to leave the render for quite a while. I can get to 1,000 samples in like 10 minutes, I guess, and that's really nice. Let's obviously, if you have the denoised view, it's all black because you only get the denoised image at the end. So during the calculation, we need the combined view, and it's a bit slower to interact with the window when you're using Luxcore. But Luxcore is really, yeah, it's really nice. Okay, now it's pretty cool. The only thing I don't really like, but I won't change it, only keep it like that, is the two same light faces down there. But the rest, we have the dispersion showing thanks to the light tracer. It's going pretty well. It's a bit slow. Obviously, it's a 4K resolution, but the speed of the render is actually higher than cycles in some and almost every cases. Okay, anyway, I hope you liked the video. I hope you really enjoyed the idea, and thanks for subscribing. Don't forget that you can become members, because you're gonna get, actually this month, you're gonna get this scene for the diamond level, because this is an advanced material, and the precious level gets a simpler scene or a simple subject. But they're cool anyway, because it's really cool to become a member of this channel, because you're gonna get Blender and Luxcore scenes. It started a couple of months ago. Thanks for joining, actually. Obviously, it's not free to become a member, but it's really cool because you get true material, 3D material, jewelry material, discounts on my assets and all that. Anyway, I hope you enjoyed this video. Share it, make it legendary. Be overwhelmed with what we've done today. It's really, I think this video was something special. Anyway, take care. Brilliant and precious, once again, brilliant and precious jewelry community, that's the new catchphrase. This is my catchphrase. This is the channel catchphrase, which works very well, because this is brilliant and this is precious, and you are the brilliant and precious jewelry community. So thanks again for all the nice comments, the nice ideas. We'll keep working on all of that, and take care, be safe, and be happy, and love, and live a happy life. See you soon. Bye.